Did you clock them, the rings?
Yeah. What's going on, you guys? Before we get this video started, I want to let y'all know that you can pick up these Nippon Racing pistons or MaXpeedingrods connecting rods if you open up the description to this video and click on any of those links. Remember, we are not sponsored by Nippon Racing, but MaXpeedingrods is very kind to sponsor us, so definitely use discount code SAVETHEEFs if you are picking up any MaXpeedingrod connecting rods for the D15b, the D16, or maybe even a B series. But yeah, guys, check out the links in the description. Until then, let's get to assembling a motor. Let's go. So Dylan's getting our piston ring gap figured out. We're gonna go with this gap right here. 0.02 for the top ring, 0.022 for the second ring, and then 0.025 for the third ring. We drink Corona now, which is something that we're all getting used to, but you know, we decided to be a little healthier. And I also decided to switch pistons. These are now PM6 pistons, as opposed to what we were running, PM3 pistons. PM3 pistons are what's currently inside of that car over there, the EK. I decided to run PM6 pistons for a few reasons. One is these pistons do not really pop out of the deck as badly as the PM3s do, so our compression is lower, but we also have a lot more clearance in our combustion chamber. That's the big one. I don't want to run a 5-layer head gasket like Dylan's doing, so these will allow us to run a normal head gasket, and it will also lower our compression since we're doing turbo. We should have about a 10.5 to 1 compression ratio with these pistons, I think. So I've just been using some rubbing alcohol and a clean microfiber rag, and I've been cleaning up my rods. Our rods were covered in that factory oil just because we never actually were ready to install these and run them. So I'm getting these all cleaned up. They're dry as a bone now. They feel very good. Next thing I'm going to do is actually start assembling my pistons and rods. So the bearings on the actual girdle, I don't think it's called the girdle, but you know what I mean. These actually do go on a specific way. As you can see, that hole for the oil is offset, and the hole on the girdle is also offset. You're gonna have that little tooth down there. Little tooth kind of just helps the bearing stay in place, and you kind of just snap them in there. I went through the bottom of the bearing as well as the top of the crank girdle with, you know, rubbing alcohol again, and I just made sure it was a dry metal on metal contact between the bearing and the girdle. Now we are good. Now we can apply our assembly lube to the actual freaking bearings. I've been just, you know, putting the lube inside of little holes because, I don't know, makes sense. That's where the oil is going to be coming out of, and it kind of helps you to pack a little bit in there rather than just putting it on top. But that's pretty good. You don't want to put too much assembly lube because this actually isn't good to really be using too much of. A little bit goes a long way. So we have our rings on one of the pistons. Those are all of our rings, all 4 of them, or technically 3, I don't know. You know how the 4th ring is kind of 2 rings?
3 rings.
But earlier, Dylan got all of our piston rings gapped to the same exact gap that engine over there is running on, which is basically a turbo D-series gap. And that's pretty much what we're doing. So this should be Gucci. We're getting them all dressed up really quick. We're gonna pop them in, we're gonna bolt them down to the crank, and then we're gonna spin them around, and it's gonna be cool. In the meantime, can you pass me that box, actually?
Yeah.
This is all of our girdle bolts. I put them in order. It says exhaust points that way, intake points this way. So if we look at it, this is the exhaust side. This is the intake side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's get those thrown on. So I had to take everything apart again because I suck and I forgot my thrust washers. Don't forget your thrust washers, boys. They go in between cylinders. They go right here in between cylinders 3 and 4, I think that is. I don't know, honestly. It's upside down. It confuses me when it's upside down. But they just keep your crank in place. They keep your crank from going left and right when you put your clutch in and stuff like that. Right now, our crank has a lot of play, as you can see. That's really, really bad. So we're going to install these thrust washers. So this groovy side is going to go on this side. We're just going to do something like this. Something like that, boy. God damn, like that. Holy crap. Whoa. This one's going to go in like that. Just going to throw it in there. Boom. That actually is perfect. So I use this ARP fastener assembly lube on all of my stock crank bolts. Not crank bolts, but girdle bolts. I cleaned off the threads too. But yeah, we're running stock bolts. Unfortunately, first torque step is 18, second is 33, and you're gonna go in that order, all right? So look at that, memorize it, and then do it. Got my first piston in pretty damn flawlessly, pretty effortlessly. Did we break anything down here? What's going on?
We just... No.
She needs to go down a little more.
Just placing it nice and properly. Go ahead and record that.
Wow.
That looks nice down there. Who is that?
We got 2 in.
No, I think that's only 3.
What? We got 2 in. I'm gonna flip the block over and we're gonna torque down the end caps so that way we don't have any pistons flying out. And then we're gonna do the other 2. There she is, baby. Check that out.
You're gonna want the other side.
1365. 1356. Oh wait, 1356. It says 1356 on both of them. I'm retarded.
You got 1360.
ARPs, right? Let's actually use the ARP fastener lube on them. That'd be cool. And then they are this weird one. This is a 3/8. So we're going to 45 foot-pounds, I believe. That's what we asked for.
46. No, that's gonna pull it off.
That's tough. We have a little baby combustion chamber. Nice. I'm happy with that.
Yours doesn't really stick out that much.
It doesn't. So I guess I didn't tell you guys because Drew didn't know, but I switched pistons. We are not running the PM3 pistons anymore. These are the base model CRX DX pistons. These are the ones that come on the D15b too, the dual point D15. And on this motor, because our max speeding rods are 0.5 millimeters longer than stock, these pistons were essentially flat top high compression pistons. They came out like really high above the deck, and I didn't really like that. Dylan ended up running his motor just like that.
them.
He likes them, but I didn't like that because if you guys didn't know, our heads, D16Y8 heads, have combustion chambers that look like that. So basically, the top of the piston is hitting against the head like that, very slightly, and that's why Dylan has like 5 head gaskets on his engine. I didn't want to do any of that stuff at all. I wanted to run I wanted to run a normal head gasket, and I wanted to have a decent compression ratio for turbo. An 11.3 to 1 compression ratio was not really ideal for turbo. So I ordered some PM6 pistons because it turns out that the CRX SI pistons actually sit more flush inside of the D15b block with the max speeding rods. Reason why is because the max speeding rods were designed for us to be able to run D16 pistons. We don't only have to run PM3 pistons, which is your only option when it comes to stock D15b. We can run any D16 piston now because of these rods. I didn't know that. Now I know that. And that is basically what the CRX SI piston will look like with max speeding rods inside of a D15b block. And that looks really nice. And I think this is going to be freaking beast when it comes to turbo. Let's go. Let's put the other 2 in. They're ready to go right here. We've been having really good luck just popping them in. I think I'm going to set the camera up right here, staring at you guys, staring at us. That way you guys can see the process. You said you want a cam on your engine.
I want to cam out my engine. The cams, baby. You just need one single. Lucky ass. That's up. Nice. Yeah. No.
You think I need help?
If you want that sticker,
No, it's okay. I don't need help.
Gotta keep it separated. That's it.
you know, you flip it. Should be good.
They call Dylan the Green Goblin.
That is very true. This one won't burn. Do you not have the same block?
He's mad because for some reason I don't have to notch my block. I'm not sure why.
You saw my shit, dude. It was fucking stuck. It was not.
It was
going
stuck.
anywhere. What the fuck, Nate?
I don't
Like,
know.
dude, there's no, like.
It should have been fucking shaped out.
Yeah, she's Gucci in there.
For your rods.
She's Gucci.
And,
Looking pretty good.
like,
That's really awesome. We got a spinning block. Oh yeah. Okay, you guys, so it's the next day. We got our short block all completely assembled, at least the rotating assembly. We still need to throw on our rear main seal holder, and then we need to throw on our oil pump. We don't have a water pump or a timing belt yet. We also do not yet have an engine head for this. That is what this guy is. This is my VTEC head that we are going to be doing a mini-me swap onto this D15 with. And if you haven't figured it out yet or realized it, we got 2 VTEC solenoids. So I'm about to actually strip this head down and take it to the machine shop. When you take a head to a machine shop, you really don't want to have anything extra on it, like no bolts. These are the distributor bolts. You don't want the VTEC solenoid on it. You don't want the front radiator hose nipple. You don't want a valve cover. You don't want any of these little nuts. You don't even want this plastic cover over here. You want to pull all that stuff off, so that way when this head is sitting at the machine shop chilling with a bunch of other heads and stuff, the guys at the machine shop don't have to worry about losing your parts. You know what I mean? So I'm probably just going to store all of this head stuff inside of this valve cover. So there are those. These are the distributor bolts. Look who showed up. I wasn't expecting you today.
Want to say come what's up?
I got my
Say
engine
what's up.
finished. Engine's finished.
No way.
Julian left, but we're still making progress assembling this engine. We're currently waiting on Issa to get here. He's on his way. We're gonna go to work right now, but if I got a couple minutes to work on my engine, I'm gonna work on my engine for a couple minutes. Right, y'all? Okay. This is our rear main seal holder. It holds our rear main seal. It's held on by 4 of these little 10mm bolts. I put some Honda Bond on it, but normally when you buy your rear main seal kit, it actually comes with some paper gaskets, and the paper gaskets go behind this rear main seal holder. But yeah, Honda Bond, paper gaskets, doesn't matter, it's all the same thing.
Is this final assembly or not yet?
Yeah, this is final assembly. Everything going on is going on one last time. So here's what I meant in the last video that you guys saw about Drew's Integra. This is what an OEM crank key looks like. An OEM woodruff key is really short. It's not super long like Drew's was. Check that out, baby. So here's the oil pan we are going to be running. I got this oil pan brand new from Yasin a couple years ago. It has a bung welded on for our turbo drain already, and this oil pan has never ever been used. I'm not going to throw the oil pan on because unfortunately we do not have an oil pan gasket. We're also missing a rear main seal. So I have an order with Rock Auto going through right now. We will have that stuff in the next video. And until then, guys, I'm just gonna wrap this up with the trash bag the way it's been chilling, and we'll be good to go. I painted my crank pulley with some Steel-It. I think that was a really nice touch. I think that crank pulley came out looking amazing. But yeah, guys, here's my built engine. This is my version of the engine. So we have PM6 Nippon Racing pistons from a CRX SI, mated with MaXpeedingrods connecting rods, 0.5 millimeters longer than standard D15b inside of our D15b block. We got a brand new oil pump. We refreshed some parts. We still need some seals. We still need an oil pan gasket, and we still need to take that head in. So I was originally planning on taking the head in today, but then Julian randomly showed up with some Pacificos. So like, what was I gonna do? Leave? No. I was gonna sit. I was gonna sit down. I was gonna sit down and I was gonna drink me a beer before work. So that's exactly what I did. Me and Dylan got this block finished. Huge shout out to Dylan for gapping my piston rings for me. I did not do the piston rings, but the piston rings are gapped to exactly the same tolerances that Dylan's are gapped at. I think I took a little screenshot of that for you guys, or got a little clip of it, so you guys know where my piston rings are. But Dylan did the piston rings, so if we smoke, it's on Dylan. But we but we shouldn't be knocking or nothing. This should be a good block. This should be a solid bottom end, and this should be able to put down some power now. Next thing we're gonna do is take in our dual VTEC head to the shop, get that fully rebuilt, and then it's time to move on to the tranny. We're almost ready, guys. Let's go. I'll catch y'all later. If you've been liking the progress on the ZC hood, that video is coming very soon. Until then, y'all, I will see you later. Yonke has done about 1,400 miles on the B20 as of now. No longer leaks oil, no longer pisses me off, and the D15 is pretty much ready to go inside of Casera. We're almost ready, you guys. We're going to be back this winter. If you're excited for that, it's been a year and a half. If you're excited for that, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll see y'all later. Bye.